Hello everyone, this is Vishnu, and um, my C programming concept video topic is about functions of operating system. And let's get started. What is operating system? So, what basically is an operating system? It's a kind of a software which connects the user with the hardware components of the PC. So, what are the hardware components like processor, motherboard, and storage, RAM, etc. Graphic cards and extension cards. Those are the hardware which are available. And so, what operating system does is um, it will give instructions and it will consider inputs and outputs from each and every hardware component in real time. So that's what an hard operating system is. It just manages the hardware, and it builds a bridge between the user and the hardware so that the user can use the hardware in an efficient manner. The efficiency also depends upon the operating system, I mean the software. So these are a few important functions of an operating system. Main functions: security, input output management, memory management, file management, processor management, and monitoring activities. So let's get started one by one. Security. Security is one of the key features and key requirements of each and every individual um, to secure their um, documents and government details and etc. So it's a very important thing, and it is managed by the operating system. And modern operating systems use firewall. Let's say Windows 8 does have it, Windows 10 have it, and uh, Mac OS is considered to be one of the most secure OSs. Apple, I mean, the OS, the operating system designed by Apple company, like Mac OS, iPad OS, or iOS, which is used in iPhones, those are considered to be way more secure. And Linux operating systems like Ubuntu is also considered to be one of the most important. In fact, it's an open source OS, but still it's way more secure than Windows, considered to be. And security is one of the key features, and a firewall is a security system that monitors every activity happening in the computer. So, next one, input and output management. One of the most useful um, or important feature. Well, input and output. Let's say input are your mouse, your keyboard, and your scanner. Whatever it is, the data which is provided by the user to the hardware of the PC hardware is an input, and output is something which is provided by the hardware via a printer, a monitor, or it can also be a voice command. Those are considered to be outputs. And what exactly happens is, um, the input is provided to the hardware, let's say by keyboard, and these keystrokes will be passed on to RAM, and this RAM will pass on to the processor to process what the binary digit is. And the processor will encode it, decode it, and it will send it to the display monitors via VGA or HDMI in the latest terms, but previously it's used to be with RGB. Via those uh, inputs, via those outputs, it used to give the data. And this is how this all are controlled by OS will direct that, okay, you got some thing from the keyboard, send it to RAM, and RAM what you want to do is to send it to the processor to process those information, and processor will process it. Okay, since you're done with that thing, just display that thing on monitor or printer as per the command. And that's all about the input and output. Memory management. Memory is the key feature, which is memory management is nothing but it's a RAM, random access memory. It's a volatile memory. What's volatile? If you turn off the power, the whole data in the RAM will be vanished. It won't store anything. That's why it's known as a volatile memory. And memory management, and they are very fast compared to hard disks or SSDs, solid state drives or hard disk drives. And the OS, what it does is it will consider the inputs from each and every um, hardware, like mouse, keyboard, graphic cards, and each and everything. And the OS itself is stored in the RAM. So why it's stored in RAM rather than staying in hard drive? Because hard drives and SSDs are comparatively slow um, with respect to the RAM. So all the data is stored in RAM, and RAM is the key component, one of the key components. And the OS will manage each and everything. Like if you let's say you are limited with 4 GB of RAM, and you're opening some heavy software. So what software you are currently using, the OS will recognize it, and it will display that, and it will allocate more memory for that, and it will decrease the allocation of the memory for the other heavy intense apps or applications. They will not be in a use. I mean, they will sleep, and when you open them, it will be a bit slow, but because it's not there in the RAM, but it's temporarily few files are present. So this is all managed by the operating system as well. Let's go next. And file management. This is where the OS speaks with the hard disk or solid state drive. Uh, and operating system will store all your files, maybe any format that OS supports, and it will guide the files to be stored in your non-volatile memory, which is nothing but hard disks and solid state drives. And processor management, one of the key features, like uh, what information is to be processed by the processor and how many threads to be allocated for a particular process. um, a processor consists of cores and threads, where um, these are also managed by the operating system for allocating the cores for a particular operating, I mean, particular application. And that's it with the processor. And monitoring activities, it's like uh, checking your computer, uh, I mean the user activities. And like if a user is about to download something from uh, unlicensed source from the internet, then the browser itself will warn the user that you are downloading from somewhere else. And while you're installing it, the OS will comes in, and it will warn you that this is a file that has been recognized from an unauthorized source. Do you want to install it? So that's how it monitors the activity, and it will warn you that this may contain uh, virus files, and so on. This is how OS will also help the user in staying in safe hands, and being secured, and uh, like protecting the user and the computer from malware activities. So yeah, thank you for listening. Yeah, thank you.